We are relatively new to motorhomes and camping. We only started in 2019 during and after a holiday to New Zealand. They say that it can be your second or even third vehicle, which provides the best layout and functionality for your needs. We kept our first motorhome only 3 months before moving on to another. I am pleased to say that the vehicle is still on the road today, 18 years old and still providing pleasure to someone. So how did it all start? We hired a Maui in New Zealand. It was a 3-year-old Mercedes Sprinter conversion and clearly designed, robust and functional for the hire market. We liked the idea of the drop-down bed, which didn't need to be made up every night, the panoramic windows and the rear lounge, and the fact that there was little maintenance to do for newbies. A diesel heater and 12-volt electric, which was flawless in its operation. After a very enjoyable tour of the South Island in the motorhome and the North in a car, we returned to the UK and found a dealership in the Northwest. We went just to look at what was available and ended up purchasing a Swift from the era when they branded their motorhomes as an Ace. The interior was immaculate and the exterior was good, but had a few signs of sun fading, but all in all was very sound. It had been newly upholstered to an excellent standard. With only a 2-litre engine and a 5-speed gearbox instead of 6, it felt a little underpowered on steep hills. We loved it, however. The only issue we found was making up the lounge area into a bed at night, especially with 2 dogs. We returned to the dealer for a small technical repair 3 months later and ended up part exchanging it for a second motorhome, as one does. This vehicle was considerably larger than the 5.9 metre Swift at 7.5 metres. We loved the single beds and the large lounge area and a separate shower, although in hindsight we only used that half a dozen times. One of the beds was a few inches shorter than the other to accommodate the washroom on one side and the shower on the other, and it made for awkward sleeping for one of us. The outside shower point was useful for dirty dogs, and it was possible to barbecue without connecting a bottle directly. We loved it and it looked the part. Sadly, the rear overhang made it difficult to get into some places along our routes, and ferries were tricky too. We kept the Auto Trail for 2 years and then decided to perhaps downsize. There's always a compromise with these vehicles, but we wanted a vehicle which had all the things we liked about the Auto Trail, but much more compact. So here we are today with the French-made Pilote. We love the island bed and the overall flexibility that the vehicle provides. Better still, we can get our electric bikes into the garage, along with our spare wheel and everything else we need, without being anywhere near the maximum payload or axle weight. Yes, the vehicle is perhaps a little less stylish and more boxy than the Auto Trail, but very few people buy a motorhome for the look of the exterior as the main factor. You have to live in it after all, so the interior is important. And for the most part, we think that this is the vehicle for us. It just took a few changes to get it right. What's the most important features on your motorhome if you have one? Put a note in the comments below. Thanks for watching and please subscribe and like. See you soon.